All right, guys, before we get started, subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell, like the video, all that good stuff. I forgot to say that in the previous Epiphone Kirk Hammett Greeny video that I put out yesterday that some people are not liking due to my honesty in that video. So I actually had one guy tell me that he thought it was too negative. Well, it's an honest review, buddy, and I pointed out what I didn't like about it. If you consider that to be that negative, whatever. Of course, I go to this guy's Facebook page and he's got like one of these mustaches that goes all the way past his chin. So anyway, let's get to the guitar. You see the title. It's Epiphone Greeny Destroyer, and that's what this guitar is. So here's the deal. These Chinese Epiphones are so hit and miss. They've got certain models that are fairly decent quality. I mean, like the Adam Jones is pretty sweet. They're pretty clean. They're pretty good quality. The Alex Lifeson Epiphone is freaking amazing. So I don't know if those are made in different plants or they just have different standards. I don't know. But the majority of Chinese made Epiphones these days are absolute junk. And they have garbage frets. And they don't even, if you buy a Les Paul, they don't even feel like a Les Paul. They have no weight to them whatsoever. So, yeah, we're going to go into this real quick. One thing I forgot to cover in the first Greeny video was the fact that it's supposed to have a 50s neck, and it doesn't. It's got a neck that's a lot thinner. It's between a 50s and a 60s, but it's definitely not a 50s neck. It's not that fat, chunky neck that you'd be expecting like this guitar's got. So here's my opinion. If you want an Epiphone, or if you just want a Les Paul and you want to save money and you want something that's nice, decent quality, buy yourself a late 90s Korean made Epiphone Les Paul. And that's what this is here. I bought this guitar for $149 used at Guitar Center. It's got the Gibson logo there. And that's how you can kind of tell it's one of those late 90s models. It's got a nice, thick, chunky neck. It's got a nice flame top that actually looks like a real flame top. And you take that guitar and you customize it any way you want to do it. And with this one, I put a set of early 90s EMG pickups in. They've been played so much you can't even see the EMG logos on them. And you can see there's like plastic missing on the pickups. So I wanted to take it one step further. Hey, I just like one volume knob. We put one volume knob on it. And I went to Lowe's and I bought these plastic plugs to go in here, and it looks killer. It sounds awesome. If you're playing EMGs, you want to run straight to a volume knob and out the jack. You don't want a tone knob. It kills the overall power of the pickup. So anyway, yeah, so this is my favorite Epiphone. And I've got some really nice guitars. I mean, I've got a couple Les Pauls and I've got some custom made guitars. You guys can look back at my channel and see some of the stuff I've got. Look where the clear's been worn off the back of the neck on this thing. And it's got a nice, thick 50s neck. Tons of sustain. And this guitar is heavy. It's just like playing a real Les Paul, like from the 80s or 90s. It's not very weight relieved. It's a heavy Les Paul, and that gives you a lot of tone. I know a lot of you guys want these little sissy Les Pauls that don't weigh anything, that are all weight relieved, but that's not a real Les Paul, I'm sorry. And I'm sure Greeny is not a light Les Paul. And the Epiphone Greeny is very light. It's got a thinner neck. It's just a cheap, fake, crappy imitation of that whole Greeny thing, and they're just trying to make a buck off of it. So yeah, this is part two. I just wanted to come back and just point out a couple things because I forgot to mention that the neck on that Greeny was not a 50s neck. And yeah, if you want to save some money, get you a Korean-made late 90s Epiphone that will completely destroy a Chinese Epiphone Kirk Hammett Greeny. Have a nice night.